Today's Cowboys Report is made possible by 8 Sleep. They are bringing the high-tech solution to your age-old sleeping issues. Go to 8sleep.com/chatsports to get $200 off, plus free shipping on the pod cover by 8 Sleep. Today's show is a Mel Kiper mock draft. He did a 2-round NFL mock draft, which means 2 picks for the Dallas Cowboys that we have a chance to break down and react to. They would be, I think, fairly unsurprising Cowboys picks, by the way. Now, as a reminder, we will be live for the 2024 NFL mock draft. We will have live coverage here for you, instant reactions, draft pick breakdowns, grades, UDFAs. Nobody covers it as well as we do. Hit that sub button right now. Now, before we get to the picks here, some notable round 1 picks. Olu Fashanu's off the board. Troy Fautanu's off the board. Graham Barton goes to Pittsburgh. Then Nate Wiggins, Xavier Worthy, which is kind of, I think, a positive outcome for the Cowboys there with the corner and receiver off the board early. In round 1, the pick is Tyler Guyton, the tackle out of Oklahoma, which I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas took this path. It really wouldn't be a huge surprise to me because this is the type of player that they typically like. Athletic, long-armed, etc. Here's the pitch from Mel Kiper about why he put Guyton in round 1. And by the way, Mel was pretty high on Tyler Guyton, by the way. This has to be a tackle, right? Tyron Smith is gone, and Tyler Smith, a first-round pick in 2022, has played extremely well at left guard. Would Dallas move Tyler Smith outside and take the risk he's only an above-average left tackle? If I was the general manager, I'd take Guyton, one of the most physically impressive players in this class. At 6'7", 322, he moves like a tight end. He played mostly right tackle in college, but he could make the move to Dak Prescott's blind side for the Cowboys. Now, I agree, by the way. I do think you would see Guyton play left tackle for the Cowboys. More on this in a moment. But overall, do you want to draft Tyler Guyton in round 1? Why for yes you do, and for no you do not, sound off at the pinned comment of this video. Now, in this scenario, enter the draft. If you had to play a game right now, this is your offensive line. So what you would do is take Tyler Smith and plug him in there at left guard and insert Tyler Guyton into left tackle. Compared to some of the other players, including those on the board, I have some concern. I have a second-round grade on Guyton. There was at least one tackle that I am higher on than Guyton. More on that in a little bit. But Mel is right. This is a player who moves really well for his size. He's almost 6'8", actually. 34-inch arms. Really impressive athletic ability for somebody that size. He's fluid once his technique is correct. It's not always correct. Shows some flash of being able to move people in the ground game. But he doesn't play with great leverage. It comes from being, almost 6'8". His hand usage is kind of a mess a little bit too frequently for my preferences. And he is raw. I don't think he's inexperienced too. He also needs correction with quite a bit of his technique stuff. There are times of you see the flashes, it's not that consistent. I personally would take Amarius Mims. Now, Mims is maybe even more risky. Although he's, I think, plenty risky anyway, Guyton is, because he hasn't played as much as Guyton has. You're talking almost a 300-plus snap difference, like half a season, basically. But Mims, I think, is just as big, just as athletic, and I think he's just inexperienced, not so much raw. Jackson Powers-Johnson was also there. Brian Thomas Jr. was there. Darius Robinson was there. Jordan Morgan was there. In this scenario, this might have been a trade-down spot for Dallas. If you could slide down 3 spots and still get Guyton or Mims or JPJ, I think that would have been a really good outcome. Maybe the Bills would have wanted Brian Thomas Jr., hypothetically speaking. Now, hypotheticals, I wouldn't be mad at a Guyton pick, but I wouldn't be overly like, okay, this is fine for Dallas. Sometimes my wife used to be mad at me with sleeping because I snore and she doesn't sleep great. The 8 Sleep Pod 3 cover, though, has helped both of us out. I've slept well, she has not. The 8 Sleep Pod cover will improve your sleep by automatically adjusting your bed's temperature based on your individual needs. The cover is added to any bed like a fitted sheet and allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and up to 110 degrees. There is no better way to improve your day-to-day life than better sleep. And the easy way to do that is with the 8 Sleep Pod 3. Plus, in addition to keeping the perfect temperature all night long, the pod tracks your sleep and health metrics. On average, pod users see their sleep quality improve by 32% after just a month on the pod. So this link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. Go to 8sleep.com/chatsports and get $200 off plus free shipping on the pod cover by 8 Sleep. Start the new year right and invest in the rest that you deserve with the 8 Sleep Pod. Over to round 2. And by the way, if JPJ falls at the top 5, it's probably because of medical stuff, I would have it in trading up. My assets are limited, but he fell to 47 in this mock draft. Malachi Corley's gone. Ruka Rororo and Braden Fisk in a thin defensive tackle class went off the board in the top 55. Jalen Polk is gone at receiver. And in a pick that I don't think would surprise very many people, but actually happens in real life in round 2, Jonathon Brooks out of Texas. Yeah, who would be surprised by that one? Nobody, right? That seems like a very likely Dallas Cowboys pick. They have not hid their affection for the Texas back. So grade the Mel Kiper mock draft for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Go ahead and vote where you think or what grade you would give this mock draft in the comments. Here's what Mel wrote in favor of Brooks as the pick here. This has been a popular pairing based on Dallas's offseason plan at running back. It doesn't have a lead back on its roster. Brooks, who rushed for 1,039 yards and 10 scores before tearing an ACL in November, has the tools to be an impact player as a rookie, showed some upside as a pass catcher as well. He's my top-ranked back. Now, I have a second, third round kind of cheater grade here on Jonathon Brooks. He would be my running back 1 if he hadn't torn his ACL. But, this is my trauma speaking, so I apologize for it. Injured guy in round 2 has not always gone the Cowboys' way, has it? It has not always been a perfect outcome for the Dallas Cowboys. It has a bad track record. But he does have all the traits I think you're basically searching for. You know, he's got the athletic ability. I think his vision is very impressive. He held up pretty well in pass protection. He shows some pass catching ability. The only real red flags I have here are A, the ACL tear. He's not the most powerful runner. Had some drops this season. I'm not sure he really played it at his 216 at the combine, but that's fine. He added some weight. Good there. And he is a one-year wonder. He had, 51 carries in his 2 previous seasons. His workload is light. He has, 239 career carries. That's not a lot. That's also kind of a benefit, though, too, right? Because it means the mileage, the wear and tear on his body is less and might mean that he doesn't wear down as quickly in the NFL. And assuming he actually is good for training camp, I always get anxious about how likely or true that stuff actually is. I think you feel pretty good about him being your lead back, if not week 1, as the year goes on. Still might need a veteran back. Strangely enough, I would have felt better taking Brooks if I had spent money in free agency and also added somebody like a Zach Moss, because I didn't have to play Brooks week 1 and need him to be such an impact player for me coming off an ACL. I could be more conservative. Others on the board here, and I'll tell you what, Zach Frazier was there, and that would have been my pick. I don't think he gets there. I would love to be wrong because I think he's a really good football player and is what the Cowboys needed center, by the way. So I would have taken Frazier. I also would have loved a Jackson Powers-Johnson, Kingsley Suamataia combo. I think he could go top 40, by the way. Javon Bullard is one of your top defensive players left there. Michael Hall Jr. as well. And Ricky Pearsall was also available as a talented impact potential receiver. But I would have gone offensive line, and something tells me in the end the Cowboys will probably choose to pick Brooks in real life anyway.